Welcome to SVR IAS Academy. ComeOnIndia.com is our website. In today's Hindu newspaper analysis video lecture, you will learn so many important topics which are useful for IAS 2017 prelims and mains examination. Today's date is October 31st, 2016. Let's start today's discussion on important articles published in the Hindu newspaper. First, let's discuss the articles published in the homepage. 3 more schools set fire in Kashmir Valley. In Kashmir Valley, more than 26 schools set fire by unknown persons after death of Barganwani. So the Jammu and Kashmir government should take strict action against the person who are involved in these activities, and there is no more point to discuss here. And recently, UN celebrates Diwali. One important point is that Diwali was celebrated for the first time at United Nations. Is an important prelims point. In this image, you can see the UN building which shows Happy Diwali message. So let's discuss key points. The headquarters of the UN is in New York. So New York is the headquarters of United Nations. So Diwali was celebrated for the first time at United Nations. Along this light, a message is given. The message is that light over darkness, hope over despair, knowledge over ignorance, good over evil. This is the message given by UN. You can use the message while writing essay. In December 2014, UN General Assembly adopted a resolution and acknowledging that importance of Diwali. So in 2014 resolution, UN General Assembly acknowledged the significance of Diwali. Another 2 points are, from 2016 onwards, Diwali was made an optional holiday for UN. An optional holiday for UN. And another point here, in June 2016, UN building was lit up on the occasion of International Yoga Day. So on International Yoga Day also, UN building was lit up with blue color. That's all about important points and facts on this article. Now let's discuss an important article on Krishna Sagar Dam. Krishna Sagar Dam. It's important for prelims examination because Tamil Nadu filed a case against Karnataka in Supreme Court for not releasing the water from Kaveri River, and in this background you may get a question on the Krishna Sagar Dam and important prelims points. Before going into the article, let's discuss some key facts on the Krishna Sagar Dam. Krishna Raja Sagar is a name given to both a lake and a dam. The important prelims point is that Krishna Sagar Dam is constructed across Kaveri River in Mandya in Karnataka state. The dam was constructed by British across river Kaveri in 1924. The Kaveri River is the main source of water for the districts Mysore and Mandya, and Krishna Rajasagar Dam is the main source of drinking water for all in Mysore, Mandya and almost whole of the Bangalore city. So from this dam, water is released to the state of Tamil Nadu and stored in the Mettur Dam. So the exam points are: Mettur Dam is located in Tamil Nadu and Krishna Sagar Dam is located in the state of Karnataka. The topic came in the news because the usable water level in the Krishna Sagar Dam is coming very low. Usable water means is a live storage. And also another term, dead storage. These are terms you should know for the prelims examination. Now let's discuss the concepts of dead storage or inactive storage and active or live storage. Dead storage means it refers to the water in the reservoir that cannot be drained by gravity. So the water in the reservoir cannot be drained by gravity. So we have to use the pump to take the water. Normally the water should be drained by gravity, but in the dead storage level or inactive storage level, water cannot be drained by gravity, so we have to use the pump. When it comes to the active or live storage, it is the portion of the reservoir that can be used for the flood control, power production, navigation and for downstream releases. It is called active or live storage. So the issue is that live storage or usable water level in the Krishna Sagar Dam is coming critically low. In this background, we advise you to prepare thoroughly on the Kaveri river water dispute between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. There is another article published in the 8th page. It deals with the northeast monsoon. Northeast monsoon finally arrives in the state of Tamil Nadu. In this background, we have to discuss about northeast monsoon from the geography point of view. With the help of this image, you can understand the northeast monsoon that starts from the Siberia. It's a dry wind, but when the winds reaches the Bay of Bengal, the dry winds takes moisture from the Bay of Bengal, and when it reaches the coastal plains of southern states, it brings rainfall to the state of Tamil Nadu, coastal Andhra Pradesh and parts of Karnataka and Kerala. Tamil Nadu is the state that receives its maximum rainfall from northeast monsoon. It is an important prelims point. So Tamil Nadu is the only state in India which receives its maximum rainfall from northeast monsoon and not from southwest monsoon. In this background, let's discuss about northeast monsoon. The period between October to December is referred as northeast monsoon season over the peninsular India. Earlier, this period was called as post-monsoon season or retreating southwest monsoon season. So in the middle of the October, when setting in of the northeast monsoon occurs. So let's prepare thoroughly on the northeast monsoon and compare the northeast monsoon with the southwest monsoon, and also prepare thoroughly on the Indian monsoon system. Two branches of southwest monsoon, one is Arabian branch and second is Bay of Bengal branch. So prepare thoroughly on this topic. Next, let's discuss about last Maoist bastion may have begun to crumble. This article published in the page number 9. Naxalism is an important topic for mains 2016. So prepare thoroughly on the Naxalism. What are the important steps taken by Government of India in association with the states which are affected by Naxalism? Steps taken by Government of India is very important for the mains examination. This topic comes under GS paper 3, where we have syllabus called various challenges to the internal security of India. Various challenges to internal security. So Naxalism is one of the challenge to our internal security. You might be knowing that Andhra Pradesh Odisha border is almost a birthplace of Naxal movement in 1967. The region cannot be accessed by road, and it's a tribal dominated region, and Naxals prevented government authorities from constructing roads and providing the services to the tribal people. So the government benefits have not reached the tribals, and that's one of the reason why many tribals joined the Naxal movement in the last 2 decades. The term grey hunts coming in the news, and it's mentioned here and in many places. Grey hunt is a special allied force of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana to fight against Naxals. Grey hunts is a special police force created especially to deal with the Naxals. So the police force was created by Andhra Pradesh government. Now Andhra Pradesh divided into 2 states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Recently, grey hunts and Odisha police both carried out. Apart from that, one more topic that came in the news is Polamalu Reservoir. Polamalu Reservoir. It can be asked in the 2017 prelims examination because in the recent encounter, grey hunts and Odisha police killed nearly 27 Naxalites. In the 30 years of Naxal movement, it is a single operation in which maximum number of Naxals have been killed. So it is the biggest loss to the Naxalites in the last 30 years. So it's an important news. In this background, whatever the terms which are coming, you should prepare, like grey hunts. You should know about grey hunt, and also you should know about Polamalu Reservoir. About grey hunt, it is a special allied force created by Andhra Pradesh government especially to deal with the Naxals. Now let's discuss important prelims point on Polamalu Reservoir. First important exam point is that Polamalu Reservoir is located in Malhangri district. Malhangri district in Odisha is a first important point. Second point is that Polamalu Reservoir or dam was constructed across the river Sileru. River Sileru is the tributary of Godavari river. Another exam point is that Polamalu Reservoir was jointly developed by Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. Under the joint agreement, Sileru water will be shared equally at the Polamalu dam site. But Polamalu Reservoir or dam is one of the dispute between Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. So let's prepare thoroughly on the Polamalu Reservoir. It can be asked in the prelims 2017. In the page number 9, another important topic that is published is about Elephantiasis. The most affected state because of Elephantiasis is Odisha. Odisha is the most affected state because of Elephantiasis encephalitis. So in this background, let's prepare what is encephalitis, how it occurs, and what are all the symptoms, and how to treat or cure the encephalitis. If you speak specifically, you have to use the word Japanese encephalitis, not encephalitis, because encephalitis is the general term. It is the inflammation of the brain is called as encephalitis. So NCAFA means it indicates brain. Litis means inflammation. So inflammation of the brain is generally called as encephalitis. Inflammation may be due to infection, may be due to other causes. What is happening in Odisha is that spreading of the Japanese encephalitis. Japanese encephalitis is a viral disease. So we have to discuss some important points about Japanese encephalitis. Now let's discuss the key points in the Japanese encephalitis. It is caused by a virus which belongs to flavivirus family. Flavivirus family is related to dengue, yellow fever and West Nile virus. One common condition is that all viruses are spread by mosquitoes. Japanese encephalitis virus, dengue virus, yellow fever virus and West Nile virus all are transmitted by bite of mosquito. Japanese encephalitis virus is the main cause of viral encephalitis in Asia. Once occurred, there is no cure for the Japanese encephalitis. It is another important prelims point. So there is no cure for Japanese encephalitis. So mortality rate is high. Japanese encephalitis infection affects many persons, but majority of the people develop only mild symptom and after that they will get immunity. But one out of 250 infections results in the severe illness. Another two important points in this topic is Culex mosquitoes and enzootic cycle. As already we discussed, Japanese encephalitis virus is transmitted to human beings through the bite of infected Culex mosquito. Another point is that Anopheles mosquito is responsible for spreading malaria, and Aedes mosquito is responsible for spreading the Zika virus, dengue virus, yellow fever virus and chikungunya virus. So Aedes aegypti mosquito is responsible for spreading the Zika virus, dengue virus, yellow fever virus and chikungunya. Whenever you read the topic of Zika virus, two things you should know. One is microcephaly, small head, and Guillain-Barré syndrome. These two terms are coming in the news regularly whenever there's an article on Zika virus. And also now we have to discuss about enzootic cycle. Enzootic cycle means if a disease spreads from humans to the mosquito, then to the reservoir, from reservoir to mosquito, then to humans. This kind of cycle is known as enzootic cycle. So enzootic cycle, the disease spreads from humans to animal, from animal to humans. In case of Japanese encephalitis that is spreading faster in the state of Odisha, reservoir is the pig. So pig is responsible and acting as a reservoir for the Japanese encephalitis virus. Another important point is that the disease mainly occurs in the rural and peri-urban areas and mainly spreads in the tropic and subtropical region. So these are the important points in the Japanese encephalitis. So prepare thoroughly on this topic. It is one of the very important area for prelims 2017. Now let's come back to the page number 10 in the editorial section. First let's discuss about get serious about fighting tuberculosis. Get serious about fighting tuberculosis. Now let's discuss this article in detail. This topic of tuberculosis that is published in the editorial page is very important for GS paper 3 and also for GS paper 2. The topic came in the news because World Health Organization has called for the first United Nations General Assembly session on tuberculosis. So WHO has called for the first UN General Assembly session on tuberculosis. India is the highest tuberculosis burden nation in the world. So India has the highest tuberculosis burden in the world, and World Health Organization complains that the high tuberculosis burden nations are not taking effective steps to control the tuberculosis. So because of the lack of political will in the high tuberculosis burden nations act as a hindrance against fighting tuberculosis. So in this background, World Health Organization has called for the UN General Assembly meeting on tuberculosis. The last 1 century, the number of deaths caused by tuberculosis and incidence rate had been consistently dropping, but in the last 2 years the number of cases started increasing. The primary reason is sharp increase in the incidence estimate from India. In this background, first understand what is incident rate. What is incident rate? Incident rate is the number of new cases per population at risk in a given time period. So how to define incident rate? Incident rate is the number of new cases per population at risk in a given time period. In 2014, the number of new cases were about 2.2 million, whereas in 2015, number of new cases has been increased to 2.8 million, but the actual number may even higher. India is going to conduct National Tuberculosis Prevalence Survey. National Tuberculosis Prevalence Survey in the next year. After completion of the survey, we will come to know the exact number of the tuberculosis death, incidence rate, etc. In the last 1 year, number of deaths caused by tuberculosis has more than doubled from 2,20,000 to 4,83,000 in 2015. So in this background, let's prepare thoroughly on the various steps taken by Government of India to control the tuberculosis and what are the reasons for the emergence of drug-resistant tuberculosis. Drug-resistant tuberculosis, especially from tuberculosis to multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, from multi-drug resistant to extremely drug resistant tuberculosis, and finally the total drug resistant tuberculosis. These are the various levels of resistant forms of tuberculosis that developed, and also prepare thoroughly about tuberculosis. What is tuberculosis? Tuberculosis is one of the top 10 causes of death worldwide. So one of the top 10 causes of death worldwide, and 6 countries, that is India is the topmost country, then followed by Indonesia, China, Nigeria, Pakistan and South Africa, account for 60% of the tuberculosis. So tuberculosis is mainly a disease of developing countries. Tuberculosis is a leading killer in HIV positive people. When people gets affected by HIV, their immunity gets lowered. Because of the low level of immunity, tuberculosis bacteria affects the HIV positive people, and tuberculosis is the leading killer of HIV positive people. World Health Organization has set a target by 2020 we have to reach the milestone End TB strategy. So End TB strategy is adopted by World Health Organization. Recently, Sustainable Development Goals were adopted. According to that, we have to end the tuberculosis epidemic by 2030. Tuberculosis is caused by a bacteria known as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is an important prelims point. Tuberculosis is a bacterial disease caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Tuberculosis mostly affects lungs. So the most common organ affected by tuberculosis is lungs, and tuberculosis is curable and preventable. Earlier we discussed about Japanese encephalitis. In that we discussed that Japanese encephalitis is not curable, whereas tuberculosis is curable and preventable. How tuberculosis spreads from one person to another person? Tuberculosis spreads through air from one person to another person. Now we are going to discuss one very important topic for prelims examination is about multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. Already UPSC asked a question on it. Multi-drug resistant tuberculosis occurs when anti-tuberculosis medicines are used inappropriately through incorrect prescription by healthcare providers, poor quality of drugs, and patients stopping the treatment prematurely. Usually, patients have to take 6 months medication. If patients stop treatment prematurely, there is a chance that multi-drug resistant tuberculosis may form. Multi-drug resistant tuberculosis is a form of tuberculosis caused by bacteria. That bacteria do not respond to the isoniazid and rifampicin. These two are very, very important, isoniazid and rifampicin. So the multi-drug resistant tuberculosis bacteria will not respond to these two drugs. These two are the most powerful first-line anti-tuberculosis drugs. But one point is that multi-drug resistant tuberculosis bacteria responds to the second-line drugs. So it develops immunity or resistance against first-line anti-tuberculosis drugs, but responds to the second-line drugs. Now let's discuss about extensively drug-resistant tuberculosis. Extensively drug-resistant tuberculosis or XDR tuberculosis. It is the most serious form of multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, in that bacteria do not respond to the first-line drug and also to the second line of anti-tuberculosis drugs. So patients have no option for the treatment. So we discussed in length about tuberculosis. So according to this article, to make an effective fight against tuberculosis, National Tuberculosis Control Program need to follow every single patient diagnosed with tuberculosis and provide treatment to all. The problem of tuberculosis crisis has been aggravated because treating the disease becoming more expensive on the one side, and also on the other side emergence of the drug resistant forms. Number of drug resistant tuberculosis also increasing, and our National Tuberculosis Control Program is behind schedule. In this background, let's discuss or let's prepare notes on the National Tuberculosis Control Program and why it is lacking behind, what are the reasons for that. So it can be asked in the mains 2016 and also in the IAS 2017 examination. What we need to do? We need to expand the Gene Expert pilot program. We need to scale up the drug sensitivity testing and we need to introduce the child-friendly pediatric tuberculosis drug. Children won't take the tuberculosis drug, so we need to introduce child-friendly pediatric tuberculosis drug. Through the sustained action, we can keep the tuberculosis under check. The last two lines are very important. The global war on tuberculosis will not be successful till India wins the battle within its own boundaries, because India has the highest number of tuberculosis burden in the world. So we have to win the tuberculosis battle, then only the world can win. Here, what is gene expert? Let's discuss shortly about it. Earlier, to diagnose the tuberculosis, skin test and blood smear test are done, but recently gene expert test is becoming more popular. We need to expand the gene expert machine in most of the laboratories in India so that we can diagnose tuberculosis as soon as possible. So gene expert is a new test for tuberculosis. It can find out whether a person is infected with tuberculosis or not, whether the TB bacterium has resistance to one of the drug or not. So it finds out whether person infected with TB or not, and the TB bacteria is a resistant one or normal one. So by using the gene expert, we can find out these. So we discussed tuberculosis from all the perspective. Now let's move to the economic section, where you can see an important article published. European Union and Canada signed free trade agreement. This is an important topic. So European Union and Canada recently signed free trade agreement that aims to generate jobs and growth. The pact will lead to elimination of the most import duties on most of the items. One important point is that elimination of the most of the import duties, and another point is that the agreement will be called as Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. Another important topic is Transatlantic Trade and Investment Treaty. In the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Treaty, which is under negotiation between US, Canada and European Union countries, experts say that the negotiations for the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Treaty will begin once the next US President assumes office in January month. Another point is that for the European Union, the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement is the first trade pact with a G7 country. You might have heard about Brexit. Brexit is nothing but exit of the Britain from the European Union. After Britain left the European Union, the relevance of the European Union has been questioned by many experts. Now the trade agreement with the G7 emphasizes the relevance of European Union. So let's prepare thoroughly on the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Treaty and Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Apart from this topic, you should also read about Jute Commissioner turns SAC Procurer after Cabinet Nod. It's also important for the examination. And also prepare thoroughly on the Singapore Navy's stealth frigate comes to India at Visakhapatnam. In this background, prepare thoroughly on what is SIMPEX. SIMPEX 2016 is a India-Singapore joint naval exercise. So SIMPEX is the name given to India-Singapore joint naval exercise. SIMPEX. And important points in this So prepare thoroughly on this topic. Another important article that published is Give Equal Pay to All Staff, Supreme Court. Give equal pay to all staff. So read this article. It's also important for GS paper 2. And don't forget to read the Still Seriously Hungry and Poor. This article is very important for GS paper 3. So prepare thoroughly on this article and make your own notes. You can use these facts while writing answer in GS paper 3, whether economic growth, sustainable development goals, while writing answers on poverty and unemployment and so on. And also let's prepare on the article, is London losing its global hub status? Is London losing its global hub status, especially after Brexit from the European Union? Brexit is the exit of the Britain from European Union and its implications. So read this article thoroughly. So these are the important articles you should focus on today's newspaper. Share this video lecture with your friends who are preparing for the Civil Services 2017 examination and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are interested to join our online video lectures for IAS examination, visit our website comeonindia.com. In the integrated course, we are providing prelims video lectures, mains video lectures, current affairs online video lectures, prelims test series and mains test series which will be conducted monthly once. And the duration of the course is till October 2017. That means till your mains examination. To join the course, visit our website comeonindia.com, and if you have any doubt, our WhatsApp number is 809-809-9922. Thank you for watching this video lecture and all the best.